Jets, I hear them say it now.
Jets, white, green, just green and white. Tell me, have you ever seen a team take flight? Super Bowl dreams are still in sight. All we gotta do is win tonight. White, green, just green and white. Tell me, have you ever seen a team take flight? Super Bowl dreams are still in sight. All we gotta do is win.
What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back for another video. We got the New York Jets, Dallas Cowboys Week 2 preview coming at you. Before we get into it, I'm Joe Skirdo, your host as always, aka Turn Up the Jets. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you are new, welcome. If you are a reoccurring listener, really appreciate all the support. Please like the video if you actually liked it, and you can follow me on social media platforms, X and Instagram at Turn Up the Jets, all one word. Yep, you got it. We got the New York Jets versus the Dallas Cowboys Week 2. Both teams coming in big wins, both at MetLife Stadium. Interesting enough, the Cowboys defeated the Giants 40-0, the largest victory in history, in team history, like a historic franchise. We can make fun of the Cowboys all we want, but they've had some historically good teams. That is their largest win in NFL history, shutting out the Giants 40-0. The Jets, of course, defeated the Bills on Monday night in that roller coaster of a game, 22-16 in overtime. So I'm going to just right away, the Jets are going to be out with Greg the Leg. Like, this literally just came out. He will be out with a groin injury. And as crazy as it sounds, yeah, you could say whatever, a kicker. No, that is a huge loss, man. That is a huge loss. Greg the Leg was excellent last week. He was 3 for 3. He made all of his kicks with ease, and he would have been such a good piece to at least take a little less pressure off this offense if they can't punch in right away, because they almost had an automatic kick, like automatic 3 points with Greg the Leg. He's that good. He's one of the best kickers in the league, in my opinion. He was really good last year. I thought really he's even better this year. The sky the limit for him. And now you've got to just bring a kicker off the streets, essentially, to go kick field goals for you. They tried some kickers out. I don't think it's been announced yet. At least I haven't seen anything. And it could be potentially announced during this video. I will, keep you updated. But no, that's a big loss. That sucks. And obviously, can't ignore the elephant in the room. You already got Rodgers out, and now you have Greg the Leg out, and that's just a tough injury. He hurt it in practice. It was announced yesterday, and he's officially out of the game. And they did try out kickers yesterday as well. So I'm interested to see who goes in there. But that's not an easy task, to just walk in, put another team's jersey on with not practicing or anything with them, basically just one tryout. And now you're going to be dependent on probably a lot tomorrow, because let's be honest, can the Jets even finish drives with Zach Wilson? We're going to have to find out. Hope to God they can, because it could be a long day, especially with the kicker, who really hasn't kicked field goals this season. And yeah, it's one game. It's only been one game, but you haven't had the training camp and the preseason and all that. So that will be an interesting storyline, a big loss for the Jets here. But this is going to be a tough task either way, with or without Greg the Leg, because you are without Aaron Rodgers, of course. And this is a really good Cowboys defense. I think this is one of the defenses that you could argue is better than the Jets defense. Like, these are one of the few defenses. I would say the 49ers, the Jets, and the Cowboys probably have the 3 best defenses in the NFL right now, very, very early on. But I would say these are probably the 3 strongest defenses on paper, and from last week especially too. They absolutely wreaked havoc against Daniel Jones last week. Just looked terrible. I think they had about 5 sacks on him. Of course, Micah Parsons was one of them, and he's a guy we're going to be talking about quite a bit in this video, obviously. But this is a really good Cowboys defense. They have a good running game. Of course, there's questions with Dak Prescott and his turnovers, but let's be honest, this team is loaded on paper. We say it every year, Super Bowl team, blah, blah, blah. I never really can say Cowboys and Super Bowl in the same sentence anymore, because they just kind of disappoint you at the end. But this is a really good team. There's no denying that. Super well coached on the defensive side, especially with Dan Quinn. Solid offensive coach in Mike McCarthy. Of course, he's the head coach and now calling plays, because Kellen Moore's over there in Los Angeles with the Chargers. But yeah, on the road, man, like, this is a really tough game. This went from a game that I basically had the Jets winning because Aaron Rodgers Aaron Rodgers essentially owns them. The Jets have won the last 3 games against the Cowboys. And, I just really thought this was going to be a game they were going to take on the road, but I don't know anymore, man. I'm going to get my key matchup, key to victory, and then score prediction. We'll start with the key matchup. I'm not going to do multiple. I'm just going to do one each week and one key to victory, because then it's just going to get super repetitive if I do 3 each week, because how many keys can I really make up in 17 weeks or 17 games? So key matchup, it's not really, again, a head-to-head type of matchup, but they are going up against each other. It's Breece Hall for the Jets and Micah Parsons, as I mentioned, who I would be talking a lot about in this video, of the Cowboys. Breece Hall is going to have to be a workhorse. And I get it. He's probably on a snap count, but he's going to have to basically do what he did last week. Every time he gets the ball, he needs to be explosive. He needs to be the best player in the offense for the Jets to win. You got to take the pressure off of Zach Wilson. Definitely want to see Dalvin Cook mixed in there too. That run game has to really perform and produce, not only this game, but the entire season now when you got number 2 under center. So it's going to be very, very crucial for the Jets to establish the run game early and often, and Breece Hall has to be the main guy over there. He looked so electric last week, and I really get it that the Jets want to ease him in. ACL injuries, not easy to come by. We really haven't seen a running back to come back right away and just perform well, other than AP, who just wasn't human in 2012 when he rushed for 2,000 yards, and he was like a 9-month recovery. That doesn't happen. And, he's the last running back that's won the MVP. And how this league is, he might be the last running back ever to win the MVP. It might sound insane enough, unless some guy just puts up an insane season, which is possible. But, that doesn't happen too often. So, and I understand you want to ease Breece Hall in, but look at 10 carries, 127 yards. He added another 20 on the ground. He had in the air. He had 147 total yards, over 13 yards per touch. He was the best player on the Jets offense. Like, it's simple enough. He needs to get the ball more. It sucks, but you can't really ease him in anymore. You can't be as cautious because you don't have Aaron Rodgers anymore. You have to go out there and win and play your best guys, because you are already super shorthanded with Zach Wilson. So take the pressure off the kid and let Breece Hall eat. And then the other side, Micah Parsons is going to be a guy who probably will prevent, or at least try to prevent, Breece Hall from taking over, because let's be honest, he's one of, if not the best defender in football as of right now. At a sack last week, and he's just in there every play, whether he's on the edge or he's lining the linebacker, and he just plays everywhere. He's one of the most versatile defenders in the league. He's one of the more athletic, one of the more stronger. He is a created Madden player. That is Micah Parsons. He's a freak of nature, and he can just wreak havoc, and he could ruin this game for the Jets. Single-handedly can ruin this game with the Jets and just take over. So that's why Breece Hall needs to step up and go big time and really make some explosive plays and really give the Jets offense some movement and some rhythm there to help out the passing game and kind of open windows, maybe for the play action fake, and put the pressure off. And I'm probably going to say it 80 times, put the pressure off Zach Wilson. That's essentially really what you have to do. But Micah Parsons is going to have, something to say about that. So they really have to try their best to really focus in on him. I'm expecting him to more so go out on the left side, so Dwayne Brown might see him more than Becton, but I do know he's everywhere. Like, he lines up everywhere. He's that versatile, so you just cannot let him take over the game, because it will be a long-ass day, and it will be a tough-ass day, and it will be a frustrating-ass day if he takes over this game, which he very likely can. This defense is absolutely loaded, man. So the Jets have their hands full. But yeah, the Cowboys offense has their hands full too, dude. Like, the Jets defense is no joke either. They sacked Josh Allen 5 times. They turned the ball over 4 times. And yeah, they added another touchdown on special teams. So these are 2 really good defense. You could argue these are the 2 best defenses in the NFL. So it should be a low-scoring game. That's why explosive plays that could happen in number 20 is going to be so key in this matchup. Key to victory: win the turnover battle. Like, simple as that. And if there's anyone who doesn't like pressure and tends to throw more interceptions under pressure other than Josh Allen, it is Dak Prescott. Like, this guy led the NFL in interceptions last year and only played, I think, was it 13 games? I believe he missed four games at least. Let me fact check myself really quickly because I don't want to, say something that isn't correct. But I'm pretty sure he only played 13 games last year. He played 12, even better. I was actually giving him the upper hand. He missed 5 games and he led the NFL in his interceptions last year. Dak Prescott does not like pressure, and Dak Prescott tends to turn over the football pretty often. He didn't last week, but he only threw 24 times, 13 to 24, 143 yards, no picks, no touchdowns. He certainly didn't win that game for him. Their run game is very good, but they got to win the turnover battle. I'm not expecting them to get 4 again. Like, what they did last week was so rare, but if you can win the turnover battle and help this offense and put them in better field position as they did, especially in the second half of Monday night, which really led to the victory. All they needed was 1 touchdown on the offensive side. That's how good their defense was. I expect their defense to be very good again. It's going to be tougher to stop the run this game with Tony Pollard, but, they were very impressive last week, and I don't think James Cook and Damian Harris are a couple of scrubs. Certainly you take Pollard over them, but they can definitely stop the run and put the pressure on Dak. Like, we talk about put less pressure on Zach, and the Dallas putting pressure on Zach. How about putting pressure on Dak Prescott for the Jets defense? Like, that is so huge. Like, this defense is going to be the reason they win football games. And they certainly were last week, and they were last year. And this defense, crazy as it sounds, they look better. Like, I think they are better. I think they're better on paper. I think they're 1 year more experienced as a unit with Albrecht, with Saleh. The sky is the limit for this defensive unit. So win the turnover battle. I think that's going to be huge. It's going to set a lot of good field position up. It's going to give them momentum, and definitely give the offense momentum and confidence if they have an easier task, if they only have to go 30 or 40 yards rather than 70 and 80. I mean, that is so huge if you're able to do that. And even if they don't necessarily win the turnover battle, just make Dak's life hell. Put a ton of pressure on him because he doesn't like pressure. He's going to make a mistake if you put pressure on him. It's very similar of what he does with than Josh Allen, excuse me. So it's very similar to Dak and Josh Allen in terms of, trying to make something out of nothing. When they're under pressure, they panic, they make boneheaded mistakes. And I really do, I would be shocked if Dak Prescott does not throw an interception this game. I would. I would bet that, honestly, if that's even a thing. And it probably is. Who am I kidding? But that is I almost think that's a lock that Dak Prescott will throw an interception. That's my prediction. Hey, it could be a lock. I'm pretty sure. Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, I actually looked. Zach Wilson is minus 210 to throw a pick. That's not even worth betting because they think it's almost guaranteed he throws an interception. I mean, I can't really disagree. I feel like it's almost like he's going to throw an interception every time he throws the ball. It sucks. Hey, he's my quarterback. I believe in him. Yeah, that's a key. That's going to be huge. Not karma. Jinx. I definitely jinxed my key to victory last week to keep Rodgers upright. I actually rewatched the video and I almost vomited. So hopefully this is a reverse jinx that, everyone thinks Zach Wilson's going to throw all the interceptions. Let Dak Prescott do that. All right, we're going to finish this off with a score prediction. Listen, do I think the Jets can win this game? Yes, I do. Do I think they're going to cover 9.5 points? Yes, I do. But I can't pick them to win. I just can't. I'm picking Dallas to win 24-16. And I think this is a late touchdown. I think it's almost like a 17-16 type of game. It could be very close. I think it's going to be low scoring. Dallas maybe scores a late touchdown. I do think the Jets cover, though. And am I going to make some bets to bet the Jets to win? Yeah. I would be a coward if I didn't, right? So for me, though, I have to pick Dallas. I do see Zach throwing and turning over the ball. I just do. That's the reality. Yes, I also do see Breece Hall being the guy to score the touchdown for the Jets. it's just this defense is too good. And, at the end of the day, you could say all you want with Dak, but, they have the upper hand in the quarterback matchup. And I think that's definitely going to make the difference here, because these two teams, other than that, are super evenly matched, as were the Bills. Like, if you really look at it, these teams are super evenly matched. And I'm not sure if Zach Martin is playing. I heard he was questionable, but you look at the offensive line, like, yes, the Cowboys had great offensive lines for years, but they're kind of banged up. They're no really different than the Jets offensive line. Yes, I give them the upper hand just because of, the resume that they have as a unit, but it's not far off. The run games, both very solid. Receivers, they both have a star receiver, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, of course. Number 2 receivers, Alan Lazard, Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks actually might not play either. I'm not sure. I think he sprained his MCL. I would honestly be pretty shocked if he played, but they weren't ruling it out. Tight end, it's just kind of a revolving door there. Defenses are loaded. So they have a really good guy up front with Micah Parsons for the Cowboys, and, of course, Quentin Williams with the Jets. Corners, you got Trayvon Diggs and Sauce Gardner. Super evenly matched, dude. Like, really. But I just don't see, like, I can't. It would be too much of a homer pick on the channel if I took the Jets in this game, just given the circumstances. But, like, any given Sunday, right? Al Pacino, I'm probably going to watch that speech 7 billion times tomorrow to pump myself up, because I do think the Jets could win this game. It just got to go, like, it sounds cliche or whatever, but, like, it's just things have to go their way, like similar to last week. And not as crazy, because you're not going to have 4 turnovers. You're not going to return a punt for a touchdown. Garrett Wilson probably, catching, like, the Jets got a little not lucky, because first four snaps, that is the most unlucky, most insane, gut-wrenching thing of all time. But they made plays when they had to, and that's what they got to do here too, like, to an extent. So that is going to be my prediction. We will be recapping on Monday, unless I throw out like an emergency video, something crazy happens. I am really interested who the Jets are going to have as a kicker. That I do not know. Still, we're about 17 and a half minutes into this video, and I don't see anything. I'm glad I made the video, and then that got announced, or it literally got announced as soon as I started recording this. But yeah, I do not see anything. I don't even know who they tried out. Saleh just kept it vague and said they were trying out kickers, and you would have to think with the groin injury that would be absolutely brutal to kick field goals. So that will be a fascinating storyline. But yeah, enjoy week 2. New York Jets, Dallas Cowboys. It is a 4:25 Eastern game, so we can kind of sit back, watch the 1 o'clocks, and here we go. The Jets got Jim Nantz and Tony Romo on the call with CBS, and it is a nationally televised game. I just can't believe this shit, dude. Like, I just can't still believe it, and I'm probably gonna keep saying it every freaking time I get on camera now. It's so crazy we are here where we are in week 2. I mean, what the hell? Why do we deserve this? I did forget to mention, though, Aaron Rodgers spoke publicly the first time since the injury on Monday night on the Pat McAfee show. And, dude, this does not sound like a guy who is retiring. He said, keep doubting me. Just need 1% doubters, and then watch me. He basically said, watch me. Talking about, how he can recover quicker than normal, all the research he's been looking up. There's not one thing that made me think, like, shit, this guy's going to retire. He plans to come back to the team when he's able to travel and able to kind of walk better. Robert Saleh already said this dude could have a headset. I don't know if Rodgers heard him say that, but Rodgers also was like, yeah, I mean, I would like to have a headset, maybe be in the booth. Probably won't be in the sidelines just because, well, God forbid something happened. But he's coming back. I think I'm confident 100%. I think Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback for the New York Jets 2024. But, like, it's just like, come on, dude. What the frig? I still can't believe it. But I'll stop sulking. I'll get off camera and continue to sulk and look at my Aaron Rodgers jersey. But let's go, Zach, right? Let's go, Zach. Let's go, Jets. Let's go get a win in Dallas. Shock the world. 9.5 underdogs. cover the spread, win the game outright. Let's go, Jets. So appreciate you watching. Again, Joe Skirdo, your host. As always, turn up the Jets. Please follow me on social media platforms, X, Instagram, at Turn Up the Jets, all one word. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Like the video if you actually liked it. Again, the recap of this game will be dropping most likely on Monday. Again, unless something wild happens. But yeah, until next time, see ya.
Jets, I hear them say it now.
White, green, just green and white.